Just over a minute. I guess I should tilt that here. "18 seconds. All right. I'm stoked. I guess I should go up front here, right? 2, 1, 0. Oh, hey, y'all. Oh, am I in the shot? Hey, thanks for joining me. I just had a nice 20-minute meditation. You can hear the wave sounds and the birds, so I feel very clear in the head. I'm on day 3 of the master cleanse, so it was necessary because I cannot nap. I got a couple images from my archive folder. This one's from Koki Cafe, and I've put the crossbars through them for you today because these figures, the things that I'll be talking about, fall into quadrants, and yet the plumb and halfway line, because their bodies are twisted and turned, is nowhere near center lines. So they're actually very difficult to draw, possibly without these lines, in terms of what I'll be explaining. What else? Yes, there's only 5 more of these live streams left. After that, I'll be opening back up Wednesday night and having real bodies in here, and so there will be no camera or me talking for 3 hours. Next point, don't forget to share this, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated when this channel sends a video out. What else? And help the YouTube channel grow. I'm going to turn down the animal sounds a little bit. It's nice when you're meditating, but not when I'm talking. I have to talk really loud. Here I am. There they are. I'll put them up on the screen, and we'll get going here in a second. And thanks for joining me. Excellent. Might make me have to pee, this sound. All right, back to the old drawing board. I'm going to set the timer to 23 minutes, which is our Michael Jordan timing. And take off the aging sign that I made in the beginning of this whole thing. I think it'll last to the end. We'll just toss it over here. The other thing I want to mention is my drawing materials, which I posted to the Instagram, are all ready. I have 4 Pierre Noir 1710B Conte sharpened. This nub's almost done, so it's in a holder. A couple erasers, a blade, some smudging stuff, and 2B, I think they're all 2B. Wolf's carbon for the more detailed stuff. So I'm ready to go. In past, I spent the first 15 minutes sharpening, but I had those ready from the beginning. So let me just put up I don't even know what the first image is going to be. Let's go with one that has less shading. So we're going to draw a beautiful, beautiful model today. Oh, is that it? I guess we're doing this one? No, wait. Watermark. Oh, sorry. That's my roommate. Haha. There we go. All right, there's my roommate. Total accident, guys. Let me take that off. He's beautiful, but maybe we'll save him for another one. Also, this is a test to see if he's watching, which I know he's probably not. There we go. All right. We want to draw this one. Less shading. So we have two images today because last week I was able to do it. Let's just cut again. There we go. I gotta hit the button every time. And I'll move the camera over. Now, of course, you're gonna see me at an angle, but I'll tilt it from now and again. Oh, it's gonna be a tight fit. Come on. There we go. Okay. So this image was from Croquis Cafe. There was a point in time when on Instagram they were giving them away. So I acquired this by legal means, and I figure since they're giving it out and it was on Instagram, this model's name is Saturn, if you want to look up more. I just want to do something with a vertical post, and I really like the classical column as well. Okay, there we go. Just putting the photo in front of me. Ophelia and Jane, hello, welcome. Thank you for commenting. So let's put the crossbar up. That is represented. This is the line that's in my imagination. I made both images the same ratio, 18 by 24, as this paper. And so rather than taking increments, we just want this kind of center line. I'm just going to check. I always draw that center line a little too high. Has to do with the tilt that I'm on. And we'll just clean that up. Okay. So the complexity of shapes is in the top left corner. That curvature of the back, a large mass here just in the top right, and there's just a little bit of foot here, and then the post. About halfway, maybe a little more to the left, is the staff she's holding. And I like to use the vertical elements first. So I'll just make it dark for now, so it's very clear. Basically goes off the page. So you know this space is bigger than this space. Just relationships. You know, we could guess that knee is going to be there. Anyhow, this one's going to be a bit different working. So we'll just try to draw simple shapes to get this big kind of oval shape in. Maybe the arm goes down. What about this leg? If I take a head measure, it's about 3 heads to the very top of the page. So I might as well take 3 measures here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I know that the head's over this way a bit. The shoulders are about 1 head down, so I'm just going to lower that. I'm using the very soft edge. I'm being really, I would say almost painterly, in that I don't want to make much of a commitment yet. So to get the head length to be in a third, I need to draw my cranial mass about this big, and right now it's too small because her head gets very close to that post. Feeling a little sloppy there. I hope it's exciting. I feel pretty excited. I went a little bit big. So let's shrink her down. I'm kind of using the side. Let's say the head's there. Then the ear. So I like to draw the plane. And then the jaw comes down. So that distance there, I might have it a little bit further than it should be, but we might be okay in terms of this distance. Now, I guessed where that sphere was going to go. I think I'll just move it over slightly. Now I think of them as spheres. I know that I'm just drawing a circle, but I'm thinking about the three-dimensional mass as I do this. This would be the side plane of the head. The brow, traveling down at an angle. Hopefully that's clear enough for you guys. And then down the center line. That would be where the chin is. You can't see the other side of the face really here. So it's not much, right? It's like 7/8. Okay. Let's take a measure. The head length from the top down is equal to about where the neck meets up. Let's take another head length down. That's where the knee is. Coming up. Let's just make sure. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's where the fold of the leg is. 1, 2, 3. The knee's a little bit higher. We're just approximating it for now. Okay. So this is a different way of drawing than just the classical way. So I'm going to take the head length, and I'm going to move it down here because I noticed that this foot, where it lands, is a head length from that center line. And you can pick other things. I like to think of this style of drawing and this type of training is similar to still life. Just think of it as an object. If we take one head length out, that's where the heel is, and I've landed there. If I turn it horizontal. From here to here, it's 2 head lengths. 1, 2. Trim the top of the head a little bit. Okay. Just using the soft side. And just keep measuring. When you see my arm go up, I'm just measuring. Okay. All right. Just gonna use a little bit to indicate what she's standing on. Depending on time, we might draw more accuracy in this Corinthian plinth, which from up here to the banding is 1 head length. If you see things different than I'm saying them, go with what your eye says. My eye is trained a different way, and if you just take it for rote and believe me, you might not get the value out of it. I'm going to say that's the center of the column. For now. Just keep it simple, structural. I might bring it up a little bit. Should be a gray bear. Head length. Kind of a more triangle right there if I look at the negative space. Let's see how far this knee goes out according to head length. It's a head length. Interesting, it doesn't look that close. Three-quarters of a head length. That negative space. Draw the shadow shape. That will give me an indication of where these go. Think lower. Eight minutes, get this puppy in here. 8 minutes. So the elbow is 1 head length over by 1 head length up, right there, which is above the knee. Bring the wrist by the head. Bicep. Deltoid up to the scapula. We'll refine all these shapes later. I hope some of you guys are drawing along today. My knee's looking a little high. I'm going to take another measure on that. The bottom of it, tibia tuberosity is about 1 head length. I'll trust it. I'm going to drop that brow line and move this whole circle down a little bit though. Head's getting too long where I have it. This line kind of meets up. So the brow is going to be around there. All right, that's better. A little rough getting in there. We got her now. Wrists, big shape for the hands. Just draw it like a big mitten. Connect in all the outside parameters. Fingers wrap around the post. Angles. The post is going to move over slightly. Now I'm drawing it in. And because it's moved slightly to the right, it makes this distance look a little bit better. Got 3 minutes left. So I'll mark in some of where the facial features will go. So from the brow to the chin, halfway is where the nose will be, and it's touching the edge of the face. From the nose to the chin, halfway, is the bottom lip. We'll try to match the angle of that brow with everything. Got the hair turning here. Hair shape coming off here and down here. My goal is to be as fast as I was last time. Hopefully that's possible to do 2 drawings in one session. Directly below the eye. It's the fold. Okay. Underneath. Good. Okay, I'll tilt it up so you can see. It might not be exactly the same size. Might be a little bigger. And that just has to do with the camera distance and if I'm at the right angle or not. But you can see we're pretty much there. I might shorten the knee in. Does look a little bit far out. Halfway through the head, it's the eyes. So that's where the tear duct's gonna live. I'll put it in here just so you can see it. I love drawing eyes at weird angles because it's abstract. That actually might even be a little too high. We'll see. Women's eyebrows often go above the brow line because they've sculpted them. Okay, so there's where we're gonna start tilt. We're gonna stop for a break. Let me just load it up. 7-minute break because I have to go help someone fill some walls in C-Space. Let's go with triangles today. All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. I managed to get the wall filler and do everything I needed, but then poor Bunny drank his cleanse drink and now he feels like he has to pee real bad. C'est la vie. The work must be done. So, our goal in the next 27 minutes is to make this look like in the round. If you can do that, wait, 25, sorry. 25 minutes. Okay, and we'll go down in two polls. First is kind of to place the lights and darks. And, you know, as you do this for longer, it gets a little easier. To be quick, at least. Everyone knows I'm quick. Okay. Eyes. I'm gonna bring this nose down, the glabella. All the way down to the tip, which I like to draw like an M, and in this case it's going sideways. Might make it a little bit longer. Should be near the length of the forehead. It's a relationship there. It's slightly going up. It's not parallel to here. There's a slight upturn to the nose. We'll just draw that as a shadow shape. The nostril's going to be somewhere in there. Let's match the angles as best as you can, because sometimes your brain flips these things, making it more difficult. Because it knows what an eye looks like. The brain knows what it thinks it knows, at least, as correct. And we kind of have to fight it on that front. Philtrum. Just drawing shapes. Top of the lip. I can take the brow through the nostril, and then that will give me where the side of the lip is. I can also find a relative angle here. And the top lip is always in shadow. I mean, not always, but mostly always. That's because when the face is upright, the top lip is cut in. If you want to know more and get into the details, you can take my portrait class. I'll be teaching on Wednesdays. I said I'd never teach it again, but I think I'm going to teach it, or see if anyone wants it one more time before I retire myself. Because I realize I need a little practice. So, nose to mouth opening to chin fold to chin. It's thirds down there. That will give the jawline. I'll use the finer pencil later to carve some of this out better. All right, what about the deltoid? So it turns at about the nose horizontally, so that's about there. I'm looking for this neck shadow. Oh, it turns up by where the mouth is. Then you have a little bump, acromion process. So the neck, that's the cervical vertebrae there, and then the hair. Which actually, the hair should come across that center line. So I am off somewhere here. Luckily it's hair, so I can just make it grow. Could be more hair. Just some directional lines. Okay. All dark. Okay, let's go back to the scapula. Squint your eyes to figure out these shapes. Simplify it for now. Comes off the back. We see the first indentation of rib. Those should meet up. It's all soft though. So it goes around the hip here. Trochanter's right there. Under the bottom of the leg here. Up here and across there. So I'll just tone that. Turning my pencil as I go. I'll refine the outside later. More curl in it, comes up there, and erase out some of that light that we'll see there. Okay, what about the arm? Up on the deltoid, circling around that muscle, and down the stretched arm to the elbow. We can combine some shadow shapes. So there's the cast shadow on top of the knee, on top of the patella, towards the tibia tuberosity, and this arm. So that's kind of a nice hard edge to the elbow, which I let drift a little bit, but, and that combines to this cast shadow from this elbow. So we can unify that shape for now. It's a dark, and we can just separate the arms later. Cast shadows is good to use just the tip. Make them nice and hard. When you rub your hand over them, they'll soften up later anyhow, if that's what you need to do. Drawing the negative shape of the light behind the figure. The armpit shape. That's the lat going down this way. The scapula turns like this. There's a little indent up here as well. For the most part, that's not in light. Under here, turns. The breast area is in shadow. That curve shows how it's pressing above into the leg, so I'll just shade that in. And here as light gradient from dark to light, just to let a little bit of light hit the inside of the other side of her right baby feeder. I gotta come up with better names for these parts. Hey Keith, thanks for coming. Now, I want to show the roundness of that. So instead of having the leg over that flesh, I'm going to have this flesh go slightly over the leg. It's a subtle thing to determine what is closer to you. Look. Okay, and I'll bring that shadow back up. So that's the shadow, that's the core shadow on that bit of flesh. And then underneath it, using the tip, I'll draw the cast shadow. The cast shadow describes the object it's falling on. In this case, the leg and the chest area. Okay, so we'll make that one a little bit darker. Really going to push our darks here. All right, 11 minutes left. Can we do it? I think so. I think so. It's only got to be good enough, right? That's what we have determined now as artists. If we go for perfection in these timed things, we'll never ever get there. You'll come out of here with a drawing of 2 toes. And even though this was normally the long pose session, I'm doing 2 drawings. Because I'm crazy like that. I'll slow down when the models are here again. It's harder to draw from life. The photo's not moving. Does make it a lot easier. Little bump on the front, down, soleus. Let's show where our ankle is. Some shadow on the bottom of this foot. Put the shadow on this leg, on this fleshy bit here. It's a little darker higher up as the light is reflecting into it. And there's also a cast shadow along the top of this leg. It's not quite this big. That's the artistic license. Artistic license. Speaking of artistic license and licenses in general, I got a piece of mail saying it's time to renew your driver's license. You know you're old when you have to go back in and do your driver's license again. Can't remember the last time I did that. I definitely don't look like my driver's license photo anymore. I must have been in art school when I last did that. Top of the foot. A little bit of an arch there. You can use the shadow shapes of the toes to draw the feet. It helps place the gravity and the figure in the space. Toe, shadow of toe, wobbly little shapes. There we go. That looks enough like a foot. I can't even tell what's going on here when I look at it, so it's probably really small on your screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're good. Count them up. little bit of an architectural element there. It's probably not that curved. That curve's overcompensating on the curves here. It's just a sketch though, right? I'm definitely not drawing this plinth right now. So that plinth would take me 3 hours to do it. Good enough. So there's a, underneath this calf fold, there's a calf shadow. So I'll draw that with the hard edge again. So it's kind of like the language is in the edge. So it speaks clearly to the viewer. And if I squint my eyes, I see another one at the bottom of the calf. And under the leg. But, excluding right about here, this is all in shadow. It's below the body, so put some tone. There'll be tone there too, because it's not as bright here as it is up here. All right, 5 minutes. There's also a little bit of a shadow on this leg. Some folds here. Half tone. Half tone can be done with my hand tone. Here, stop it with the finger, pushing it out a little bit. Okay, that's probably good. Flexion area there, some value here. Clean up the outside. I feel like this is what a cooking show must feel like. Then we do this, then we do this, then we heat up this, then we eat this. Recipe. 3 minutes. Let's get the hands in. The shadow on this side of the forearm. Cast shadow. So without shading it in, you could also follow all these lines and figure out where things are going. Under the finger, the inside of the palm. That might be a little higher up because I have process of the ulna coming off here. It's a landmark, so I like to make them a little bit pointier than they are. They're bone, so all right, shadow under between these fingers. The pinky has a little shadow under it. And that allows me to find this, not only this negative shape, but this side of the arm. Okay. Oh, her face is getting dirty. Just lighten up the shoulder there. Give some value. We'll make the lights lighter so it stands out on the paper. This finger, this finger, this knuckle, this hand. Okay, 47 seconds. Here are a couple light strands of hair. And add a little roundness to the face. A little softness to the nose. Smudge it and highlight it. That'll make it stand out a little more. Okay, that's time. Of course, we'd love to have more. That's not what we're doing today. Okay, okay, one more second here or there. This is when, you know, the night's done and the model's still changing, so you don't exactly have to leave the studio. You can sneak in the little details that you remember before having to go. All right, under an hour. August 18th, 2021. Refine it more if you want. We're gonna take a little look-see. It's not quite straight on, but there, what do you think? We're good? All right. We might come back to this, I don't know. The next drawing has a lot more black in it, so I thought maybe we would spend more time on it. That's still officially, like anything, I think an hour or more is definitely a long pose. I'd say anything under 20 minutes is quick pose. So our next image, Ray is not Ray. Get off here, Ray. Speed drawing. Okay. Let me go back to my joke because I have to hit fade every time. Oh, our next drawing is not my roommate Ray. It's looking studly. This is right before he went down the giant slip and slide we made in the Ramsey area. Take Ray off, hit fade. Aha! A skinny, lanky drawing. And you can see there's black bars on the side. So I'm just gonna hide my model picture here and pull up the other one. Okay. Now I'm not jumping in right away. I think I need to actually take that pee I so desire. Thank you guys for joining me and listening to my voice. Even just opening it up and showing support. It means a lot. 5 more of these to go. Forces me to practice. The last couple days I've had a nap at this time. So you know, this is forcing me to work, which is great. So, gonna take another, this time just a 5-minute break. Just a 5-minute break. And then we'll draw something new. All right, I just want to hear what you guys are hearing. I just won't play it. Come on. Oh, I see. That's a fun sound as the break. Maybe I should change the music up in future ones. Anyways, this is an image I saw somewhere. I think it was on Instagram or on my phone. I got some grief because all the last pictures have only been females. Boy, oh boy. Tough public. It's what looks good. Let's be serious. Okay. So, no, clear. Timer. Punt tomorrow timing. That's the 25 minutes. And follow along if you so desire. It is a little tilted here. How can I fix that? It's a camera. Oh yeah, I see it now. C'est la vie. Here's some pink hair. And Jeff Cleepus is here. Thank you, Jeff. Does my hair remind you of the smell of Skittles? Oh wow, I did a bad job on the back. It's the blind man technique. I don't even look, I just feel around. It's what I did when I was like 15 and 16 when I had the same haircut. So our skinny legs. So this is where I tend to have problems, is when they're lanky and pulled out. I often make them too thick, which is why I'm wanting to do this. This is a very, it's not going to take much paper. It's thin and elegant, and there, maybe we'll put a lot of dark in. Also, there's lots of tiny shapes in the head area and the hair. It's got a hard kicker light source from the left. That's that really, really white light, which creates a harder edge shadow. And then from the front, we've got nice soft light. Very beautiful lighting. It's a little bit tricky to show just in black and white. It's nice if you can have color and actually change the color of the lights, so it's like green or red or blue, you know. That's just my thought with this type of thing. This probably would have been nice on the tan paper, actually. Thinking, switching. That's what happens in the studio. Let me get the tan paper if I know where it is. Let's do it on the tan paper. Now the tan paper, it also takes longer to draw on this paper because it's not as smooth. But sometimes we gotta spontaneously change what we're doing, right? I just think that now my thought process is the rim light on the left, not only might I shade the background in, but I can also use some white chalk to really punch up that hard light source. Okay, back to 23 minutes. Now we'll slow down a little bit. No need to rush. We did the sweat layer. In September, I'll get Luke to post short pose again. Once again, too high. Habitual you are. Oh my God. What is happening? The sillies are coming out, guys. I'm gonna be kind of sad when this is gone, but so much happier when you guys are back here in the studio. I'm gonna use a constructing method this time, in that I'll draw shapes and structures for anatomy rather than kind of the more classical method. So I'm gonna take some measurements. One, two, three, four. And what I get in my measurements is 4 heads to the top and 4 heads to the bottom. Now those heads aren't equally placed, so I'm just going to control where my top and bottom are. So it's not like her head is head and then spacing. Her head's somewhere in the middle of 2 spaces about. But those are the measurements we'll use. Graphite would be best for what I'm doing, but I'm going to take the risk. So halfway, and then I measure and check. When I'm doing this type of drawing, I take a lot more time. Just like in the long pose sessions. Let's move that down a little bit. Okay. Let's see where this head is going to be placed. And then you can half that. I guess I could have measured this out beforehand and put it on the picture, but use your eyes, train your eyes. Practice still won't make perfect, but my dad used to say, first you get good, then you get fast. And we just did the speed round. So now we'll try to do the good round. Just to put where the finger's gonna go. One head down, huh? Jeez Louise. It's about where the wrist comes in. So the second head is around the nose. And because I know about how big the head is, I can place a cranial mass in. And as long as I keep this head length the same, so let's check it. Haha! Pretty good. Sometimes when I can't tell where the brow is, I'll also look at the mouth or across the nostrils just to get the angle. So that's it there. Let's take some more measurements. In this case, the head length down from the head gives me the bottom of the thing I can't say on YouTube, even though it's actually a name of something. And one head length up is the pectoral muscle going across, or that Riley rhythm. Traveling at a slight angle there. Just gonna trim the head down a little bit. Halfway is where that eye lives. It looks skeletal. Skeletor. Let's not be fooled by beauty. We all look the same underneath. Is that too deep for this time? I don't know. Slender jaw, more slender. Okay. So I kinda know where things are gonna go now. Neck, which creates a center line. Just trying to get my bearings, because what I want to do, 4 cranial masses for the ribs, and they slightly go over that line, and they kind of touch this line. We got the nice oval there. This representing the lats at the back. This representing that outer portion. And then that angle going across the shoulders. Then below we have the hips. The hips, let's take a measurement. All the way to the butt is 1, so that's pretty good. Can't see them, they're traveling at an angle. That would be the front there. So I'm kind of imagining this stuff. There's a fold right there. You can see it. I didn't completely obliterate that. So where's this hip aligned? Well, if I have a plumb going straight up, it's right there, just below that center line. So this is like the invisible cylinder, the ASIS. That part will pull up there. Compression, expansion. Okay, I've got the main components here. Let's get the legs going. So where's the knee located? Well, directly below the thing that I can't say on YouTube, which is slightly coming out, but not much. Teardrop shape. And because of my well-placed black dots, you can use those for the angle location. It's a ballerina pose. And below that is where that patella is. This hip, leg comes out. It's shorter than it seems. And then to make it all the way down to the bottom, just use a gestural line. Directly below the center line is where the fold is. So that gives me this distance. This is the distance I always have problems with. But I audited a little class at Watts with Brian Knox, and he helped me get a relationship this way. The head length, just checking. You know what I want to check? How long is that foot? The foot is head length plus hair, so about this long. Nice. So we're pretty accurate insofar. Remember that foot when it's close to you like that, it's quite large. People tend to draw them too small. And I'm drawing it like, I don't know, an American Eagle claw right now, because that's what it looks like. May need a little more calf here. Calf, slight turn to soleus. There we go. Don't want to make them too lanky. She'll bust when she dances. Okay, so we've got that back leg, or sorry, the more close leg. I'll put where I think the knee is. There's the patella there. Tibia tuberosity. Knee to back is equal from knee to ankle. We have that measurement. It might be a little bit longer, but on my drawing. I'm going to say the knee might have to be a little higher up. It's in alignment here. Just check. The heel's going to come up here when we get into there. Yeah, the back leg's going to be easy. This kind of sticks out. So in this case, I'm going to wing it a little bit. Let's check the length of this foot. From the heel to the toe was one head length. Give an erase of my structure lines. Don't really need them anymore. Except maybe the top ones. All right. Let's look here. I'm slightly bigger because of the camera position, but you'll have to believe it's good. Okay. So the deltoid goes up. Now I'm going to draw the arms more like tubes. And worry about the structure a little bit later. There we go. At the forehead line is where the elbow is. Tube it up. Finger, whatever. And the other arm kind of touches the back of the head. Scoops up the side there. Okay. Web those fingers. Basically parallel, basically. So to locate the elbow, it's directly above the épaulet. Oh yeah, pig Latin, I forgot, that's what works on. That's what works on the old YouTube. And just above the hairline. Okay. We're in there. Just drawing the eye shadow shapes. It's not the brow. It's the whole thing. Alright, that's the shadow shape. That's the angle of the nose. This is the shadow across the forehead. Okay, so I've got 5 minutes left. I can start finding some smaller shapes. And maybe put some ground. This might be nice to put a little bit of the white down here. Horizon line. It's going to all be dark behind this figure. I'm going to switch to Wolf's Carbon, which is less forgiving. It's not going to erase. Sorry, let me move up for you too. But we'll do it. We're doing exactly the same thing as we did last time. At this point. So I'm going for a more rendered finish right off the hop. That's right, Bunny said off the hop. What the heck? I didn't mean to. I swear. I swear. Okay. Nostril. Philtrum. I'm going to give a little like kick up at the end of this nose. There you go. I'm pressing the pencil in hard here. guess I could zoom in too. Let's do that. And I'll just shift myself over. I'm just working the face right now. Using a tortillon. Okay, it looks a little more like that, I think. Maybe? Anyhow. I'm just gonna work my way down. I'm gonna start at the face because I want it to look good. Cast, or sorry, the core shadow. On the rim lights there. Now for the ASMR bits, right? Kind of makes me feel like how my art looked in high school right now. Maybe too rendered. Too soon. In my sketchbook before art school, it was like hand drawings of like Bob Marley. And herb. Weed was cool back then. To me. some of my best ideas are still from that sketchbook. Art school kind of took the rest of them out of me. Or like, we'll guide you. It's more like fashion. You'll be rich, you'll be famous. Her hair is like tickling her armpit here. I've been finding that I have this desire to waste a lot of time on social media, guys. But I have not been doing it. I had to put Instagram back on to advertise for this thing. But all this news and crap is really getting me down. And yet I have to do it in order to open the art school up. So it's a little bit of a conundrum. It's really distracting and I'd rather be reading, but that's not what I do. Last night I was watching Duck Commander, which is Phil Robinson. What are those guys called? It was really popular a while back. Now you can, buy their whole clothing line at the dollar store, probably. Bianca Amores. Duck Dynasty, that's what that was called. So I have to go a little lower. Collarbone. The ear should be as low as the nose. That's why my neck doesn't look right. My ear's too high. That's about all I can erase out of there, so. Ooh. Greg came on. He's out at Sylvan Lake. Enjoying this last day of summer, it seems like. I might not have the kind of time to draw the whole thing this way. If it were a full session, maybe. Maybe I could. It's very meditative. Also, it dulls your pencil very quick this way. But with this rough paper, I also have the opportunity to soften it all and really rub it in. Okay. Some nice soft hair there. Dull. Dull. I'm going to pull out a little bit so you can see what else I'm doing. So I'll probably work on the biggest, flattest, or biggest areas of light first. That gets me more coverage under the rest spray, yeah, Akepe Atelier solution. Unifying my shadow shapes. Drawing negative spaces. I sure hope when I open this school that people sign up for classes. I don't know what the news is telling anyone anymore. Don't listen to them. Bull. The lat comes out. I think I made her lat a little more robust than it is. Shadow under the leg, going across the IT band, circles around under that ankle, or near that ankle. Comes back up. Alongside the vastus, lateralis, and down to where that tendon goes. Get rid of some of the structure here. It's confusing the leg a little bit. Comes to the front of the quad, squares off like that. Very nice. It's not just one line. I can go back to my drawings from last year and find all my mistakes with that. Or as you learn to see more, maybe I won't call them mistakes. I'm gonna find this center line. Huge, dark cast shadow here. Kind of curling. Up the ribs. Down the ribs. That's the 10th rib there. We can actually see quite a lot on this model. So get those nuances in there. In terms of design, you can simplify this stuff. But for what I'm doing, it's not necessary. I want to get a little bit more realistic. Core is a little darker. Some value onto the chest. I think it'd be right about there. Okay. Rib cage. There's a slight sense of how the ribs are turning on the body here. And that will pick up even more with that room light. And then we can see the lower ribs a little more pronounced down here because of the way the stretching and the turning is happening. Wow. So let's show it. Oh, zoom out again. And of course, this isn't as high quality as I'm seeing it. Yeah, the playback on this live stream is not. I shoot with the DSLRs and it's so high quality what I see. Like even right now when I look up at the YouTube, it looks as good as I see it. But that's, I don't think, what you guys are seeing. Free broadcasting. You get what you pay for. If I film this and then upload it later, like properly film it, I could control the quality. got some serratus here. Not right here, this is rib. But here. Excellent. I'm going to just pull the smudger up and towards that shape. We'll erase that out a little bit. Okay. Just lighten that a little bit up there. Okay, we got a nice looking torso there. Smudge that top of the leg. Creates roundness, that cylindrical nature. So even some of the lights need to have some tone on them. Just rubbing it on. I'll have to darken some of these darks as well. Just squinting my eyes a little bit to figure out if this needs more tone. I think it does. All right, cleaning up just in case I decide not to draw in that background. A little core shadow here. Let's move up. Top of the patella. Across the bottom of it. And that's actually a little bit of shadow at the side of the kneecap. Darken the shadow a little bit more. Some of these darks might have to be darkened with the Pierre Noir. It's a little more, it's got a little more oomph to it. Across the tibia, tuberosity. After listening to me for so long, can you name these parts? Epicondyle of it. All right. Now, the whole leg is quite a bit darker. So I will put some tone on it. It's only 8. So I still got about an hour. Get this puppy done. Under this leg is a nice cast shadow. It's up at the ankle. So I'll press hard here. Get that black in there. Let's draw some squiggly lines to represent that crinoline. Okay. Little eraser pencil here. Clean up for the lights. It's a very high contrast area. I ended up sticking my leg out too far this way. Luckily we can say, I'm playing with the foreshortening. what I meant to do. I don't know what this song is, but I like it. Okay, I'm gonna leave the foot kind of dispersing like that for now. Get to these arms, and then we'll add some white in and see how it's starting to look. It's like when you really sit for a while, you start to notice all sorts of things. I didn't even notice this hair here earlier. I'm gonna stylize it a little bit. Shadow of the hair on the arm. It's a shadow, cast shadow up there as well. Makes me believe my arm should be over more, which will happen because I'm just going to draw it that way. Delta way, okay. Forearm. I'm going to switch pencils because this one's so dull. That's why it's good to have a whole bunch at hand. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum! They don't wear sweaters and they don't play the drums. Alright, the hands. This could be where I ruin it all. By drawing too much detail. Let's hope not. Okay. Risky business here. Maybe today is the day that I learn how I go too far. It's popping nice. I kind of want to put the white in right now though. So it's like that 80% done mark, right? Where I get real close. Hey Ray, real close to the end. And then you want to call it in, right? Okay. It's a lot more subtle. And when you look at the whole thing, you don't really see these small details. If I draw them all, they'll bring too much attention to it. Cast shadow, traveling up to the ulna. Grid 8s from dark to light. All right, we're gonna try. Got this white in. I do have a bunch of grease pencils that are white actually. I think I've never used them before. Oh, the lights are out. Oh, the last light that used to shine through the studio at this time of night is gone. So sad. Oh man, I got everything. All right. Okay, so this reminds me that I have a fascination with art materials. So I bought every single white pencil they have. Cretacolor, Derwent, Extense, Primo, Bianco, Pit Pastel, Conte Paris, another Pit Pastel, a grease pencil. Don't know what this is. White charcoal, water soluble, right on glass, metal, plastic, and wood, Prismacolor, and more. So I'm just going to, I'm going to take the Pure Noir because I've never seen this before and try it out. I'll probably, oh yeah, that's beautiful. Probably make a YouTube episode in future. I do plan on revamping my personal channel. Oh, that's wonderful. It's really chalky feeling. It's not creamy in texture. Gotta make sure all the parts I'm coloring are erased out though, because it'll make a mucky gray mess if I don't. It's not really type of material that just sits on top. So this is that that kicker light on the left. Yes, lots of pencils. Nerdy collection of pencils. Gotta figure out what they do, right? But today I'm just gonna use this one, I guess. It's working. My thought is that I will, I mean, I could charcoal the back too. Just where the highlights are, the kicker light highlights. She's got a little bit along her jaw. Some in the hair. Don't want to overdo it. So it's not the highlight per se. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I'll put a little bit in. Erase it first. On this other side too. But basically anything that's whiter or brighter than the paper. Yeah, I'll just erase that out. It's really mostly just on this side though. Okay, that gives it a cool effect. I think I will darken the background loosely. It's only 8:30, so I've got time. I'll call this a small break. Look at all those pencils though. And actually, I have more, I'm not gonna lie. I want to try them all out. This time I have the time. Oh god, there's more in here. Guys, I've got more. This is insane. I have a whole drawer. Wow. Like Christmas. Honestly, I'm such a driven and focused person that this last 10 months, I think I need my school back. I can't do things without it. Oh my god, I forgot this side. We'll use this one. This one sounds nice. Generals. But this texture is kind of like crinoline, I guess. If I don't press hard. Kind of gives that, oh yeah. It's like some solid light back there. More solid light there. Okay. We'll use our Pure Noir Conte here. Oh, should be a little bit of white right on this hair too. Forgot the little parts on her face. And the neck. Oh, bunny. Got a little too excited about putting the white down. So I've got the dark Pure Noir Conte. I think charcoal might be a better bet. I think charcoal might be a better bet. Soft charcoal, where are ya? Oh well, these are sharpened. I'll use them. Not the best on this paper though. Hopefully a little bit of dark behind her will pop the figure out a little more. This part's the work, right? Oh, pan pastel was the correct answer. It's nice and creamy. Oh, I got some right here. It's also probably going to be a lot quicker. Although the edge might not be as crisp. I'll try it. I need some more of those hand pastel tools. I'll ask Mommy for my birthday. Yes. Actually, I'll use a Q-tip for now. Let's see how that works. Nope. No good. So I'm going to put a Pure Noir layer down, I think, just to get the edge crisp. And this is where I probably ruined the thing, right? Let's just try. Maybe I'll make this whole composition pure middle, like this. Sorry, I'll move up. I think what I'll do is I'll post both of these tonight to the Instagram and then throw it off my phone again because I do not want the social media. again. Been doing so good without it. I put it to the very back of my phone when I loaded it, but man, I don't know. Stuff is addictive. What is everyone doing right now? Instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm sure you guys can relate. I don't know how, you know, growing up in this world now, these kids are gonna know the difference. It's just always been there. Always at their fingertips. I guess being grounded is the only way they learn that maybe they don't need it. Even on YouTube, like TikToks done on the phone have taken over that feed. It's like they're just, it's too much. This is actually a good opportunity to sharpen some of my pencils. Take some dull ones out. And I'm going to also flip this. Do the other side. You're allowed to do this. Mr. Harry. Hey. Hope you survived your day. I'm very fortunate to have good friends. Supportive of all you guys who are watching this. I mean, honestly, I don't know. If you're getting out of this, like, what should I do different? But it's going to be done soon. We'll be back in the studio. Unless SHIT hits the fan again. Wouldn't surprise me if it did. But this isn't a political drawing stream. I hope in the next year we just laugh about this whole thing. What growth we have experienced individually. When else will you get the chance to be forced to close and do nothing for almost a year? It's not over yet, I know. Rise and Draw will be back Monday mornings, 9 till noon. I've already put it on the website, but you can't purchase it yet, not till registration day. If it fills up, and it probably will, thinking about doing one on Friday too. but I'll call it something else, like TGIF. And it might be more painting figures, I don't know. All right, let's rub this down a little bit. Taking care near the edges. Don't want to lose all that drawing I've done, just due to last minute impatience or something. Okay, I'm not sure this is enough. I think it actually looks silly. Need more black. This is the pan pastel now, over top, with a Dollarama makeup sponge. I'm doing a little bit of a texture. After all, it's representing curtains, cloudiness maybe. Hopefully not gonna get any of this on my drawing. Actually, I'm gonna put it upside down, then it won't drip over the white or her legs. Clever bunny, clever. least I'm using this stuff. I buy so many art supplies, they just sit around. It's bad. That's bad karma. Art supplies are meant to be used. But I like to have everything on hand, just in case. You never know what's going to inspire you. May call for brushwork too. Whoa. It's a lot of material for the floor. See where we're at. I don't hate it. It's definitely not what I thought this was going to be. That's okay. Tickling between the lights and darks. Did I actually say that? Oh my god. We'll tickle here a little bit to make it look like the crinoline. That's legitimate tickling though. Okay, you guys might not have seen that dramatic change, but the studio lights went off. So except for this overhead light, I'm sitting in darkness. Oh, Harry, there's a bird soundtrack. And waves. This might be a little low for you to hear. Okay. Well, I should probably sign this thing too. Oh, the lights just went back on. Let's sign it. Could do more with this foot. Okay, I'm gonna step back off this for a minute. Got 10 minutes, so let's just do the whole shebanga. Let's do it. So I take off. Wait. All right. Give me a second here, guys. Got very dirty hands. So my friend Paula made me this agua florida. It's alcohol and like natural hippie stuff. This makes you smell good. It also cleans your hands really well. I know it's not its intended purpose, but it'll have to do. Let's back this puppy off. Flip her up. We'll do the contrast and compare here. Okay, what about... Yeah, that's not bad today. Could be better. Could be more perfect, right? But hey, whatever, guys. Okay. What did I do with that first drawing? My dirty hands. Put it up. Oh my god, I'm going all the way around. The studio's so full of stuff, I gotta take the long way around. Okay, here's our first not so quick sketch. I'll pull up the picture. It's gotta be a faster way. Let's see if I squeeze it here. Okay. I still got that picture. Around here somewhere. Toon Boom. Is this it? No, that's where I made it. Uh-oh. What's it called? Oh yeah, the Croquis Cafe one. Okay, it's not the exact same size. I'll just yell out what I think. In the back of the room. My leg's still a little thick. It's not quite the same angle. And made the elbows a little too far out, I think. And then the hands just look like mitts at that point. Called it in at the last minute. And my face is not tilted up, looking up as much as this girl. I think that's this part of the chin needs to be lower. Yeah, because it's all, I have it scooping, but there's no bulbous shape coming out, which implies underneath that lip. Okay, that's the first one. Second one, that's it. That's all we get with the critique. Oh, behave. Take this down. And we'll put it up over there. That's you guys right there with your lovely comments. The stable group. You guys are loyal and I appreciate it. I don't even know what is interesting about this, but you keep coming back and I'm happy for it. I don't think I'll be able to get this one quite the same size either. It's close though. I think my waist is too thin. In fact, my whole thing looks too thin. It looks the right length. Maybe I'm crazy. So I overcompensated probably. And I don't have the body leaning this way as much. Mine looks too straight, vertical. And my hands are small. Boo! But it's still a nice piece. I'm happy with it. Happy enough. Now I need a hat so I can do this ending. Whew! Alright. Take this off. I'll slide this over. There we are. There we are, guys. There I am. See me again. It's not just hands. These magic hands. Well, that was a fun 3 hours. But we got something done. Just think, if you spent 3 hours every week, like I have, for 4 or 5 years, you could do the live stream for me. Okay, where are we at? I'm excited you joined me tonight. I hope you come back again next week. We've only got 5 more weeks of the free drawing live stream Wednesday night on the Atelier Artista YouTube channel, 6 until 9 p.m. I'd like to give a shout out to all of you for coming. Those who were muses or photographers, whoever you are, wherever you are, thank you very much for giving me the inspiration to work tonight. And for all of you out in the digital screen land, you can check out past videos in the archives. Don't forget them. Put comments on them because it makes them more popular. I changed them on the website. The website's continually being updated because courses will be released for the Atelier and drop-in figure August 31st. It's going to be a first come, first serve kind of thing. So if you're signed up for the newsletter, you'll be able to get first notification. If you know someone that can use this info or who might be interested in classes or drop-in, pass this on. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can keep updated and help this channel grow. We need to keep tricking this YouTube algorithm because it's a complicated thing. There are words you can't say and I'm trying not to say them. Feel free to share this, use your social media. That's it for this week. And happy creating. Ciao for now.